You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's JPA here. In today's video I'm going to be discussing Aberdeen versus Rangers from yesterday. If you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. I'll just get straight into this video, guys. So the game finished Aberdeen 1, Rangers 2. Really impressive result for us. That's our 15th win in a row, which is absolutely unbelievable. I can remember back in the day during Murty and even at the start of Steven Gerrard's career at Rangers, we couldn't string 3 wins together, which is absolutely insane to think now that we've won 15 out of our last possible 15, 45 points from our last possible 45 since we drew Hibs 2-2, by the way. Absolutely incredible. As you've heard the saying, game of two halves. This I think was a game of 3/3 because for the first hour we were absolutely outstanding. Yes, there was a red card to talk about and we will talk about that, but first of all I just want to say how fantastic Rangers played in that first hour of the game. I thought they were absolutely superb. The passing movement, the range of passing was great, the movement up front, it was just incredible to watch, and that's what we've been missing the last few games. A lot of people have been saying, Rangers not quite as good as what they have been. To be honest, I thought for the first hour we were as good as we have been all season. I thought we were excellent. Alfredo was fantastic, as I thought he would be in this game, and we'll talk a wee bit more about him, Alfredo Morelos. So right for the first minute there was chances for both sides. Tavernier put a ball right over the top. Ash Taylor didn't really deal with it, and this is in the first minute, by the way. Morelos gets in behind, and I think he's expecting the keeper to possibly come out, and he tries to kind of lift it over him, but he doesn't quite get the contact on it, and it goes straight into the keeper's arms. Really unlucky with that one. Obviously it's first chance of the game, he's not quite got that much sharpness up yet, and he was really unlucky on that occasion. And not long after that, Aberdeen had a real good chance. There's a long ball over the top. Goldson kind of let it bounce on the halfway line, and Main knocked it on to Cosgrove. Cosgrove drives forward. Goldson does well to kind of keep up with him. Slides in, doesn't make any contact with him, but forces him wide, and the chance goes begging as he hits the shot high and wide on his left foot. Just a few minutes later, I think maybe 3 or 4 minutes later, Hadji created a really good opportunity for himself. It kind of opened up in the middle of the park for him. He's driving forward just outside the box, and he takes a shot which is dipping all the way, just dips over the bar. I think if he's maybe 5-10 yards further back, then it's got a chance to dip even further and it would have went in. I think the keeper was beaten. He was really unlucky with that effort. 23 minutes in, Rangers actually almost opened the scoring. The cross came in for the left hand side for Barisic. A wee flick on for Hadji at the edge of the 6-yard box, and it fell to Kent. Kent dummies the player. Player falls on his arse, sidesteps him, takes a shot. Really decent effort. The only place he could really put it, beats the keeper, but unfortunately for us, Johnny Hayes is on the line to stop it. Really good defending. It then comes to Tavernier, who fires a shot in. At this point, Joe Lewis has managed to readjust himself and makes a really good save. But we're really unlucky with that effort. Kent really should score, and I don't really blame him. He's done everything right, but it's just the defender's got in the way. Really good defending from Johnny Hayes. Just 3 minutes later, this is where the controversy starts. There's obviously more controversy to talk about, and I will talk about that later. But there's a 1-2 in the edge of the area with Aribo and Morelos. Morelos strides into the box. He's just about to pull the trigger to shoot. Hedges clips him from behind. Now at first I thought, there's maybe not a lot of contact there, or there was contact. It was not intentional, but I think if you see the replay and you see Hedges' face, he lifts his foot up just as Morelos is about to strike it, and he does clip him. I think it's intentional. The red card is given. The referee got that spot on. Red card to Hedges, and Rangers had the chance from the penalty spot. So up steps James Tavernier, and you're fully expecting him to score this. He's scored 9 from a possible 9 so far this season. He steps up, sends Joe Lewis the wrong way, and unfortunately he hits it about a yard wide. I actually thought it was in at first because it hit the stanchion just behind the goal and rippled the net, and I thought, oh, was that in? But unfortunately for us it was wide. But the goal was coming, I feel. And a lot of Aberdeen fans will say, oh, the red cards changed the game and blah blah blah. Much like the Celtic game last week, we were coming into the game more and more and more, and I think chances were starting to be created by us. So I don't really get into this, oh, the red card's changed it. But obviously, numerically it has, but I think we were coming into the game more and more, and I think we were likely to actually put ourselves ahead at that point. So just 4 minutes later, I did say the goal was coming, and it did come in the shape of Morelos. And Tav, just after that penalty, he looked like a kind of man possessed. He really wanted to make amends for it, and he did. He drives forward on the right, skips past the player, plays it into Kent, who's just on the edge of the area. Kent finds Morelos. Morelos takes one touch, turns his body beautifully in kind of one motion, and just fires into the bottom corner. Really, really tidy finish. Commentators were trying to say it took a deflection. I think it took a slight deflection off Ferguson, I think it was, but you can't take anything away from the finish. Absolutely brilliant finish from Morelos. So 5 minutes before half time, we had another flashpoint to talk about, and this time it's a dubious yellow card. I think it's Kamara knocks the ball to Barisic, and Barisic is just about to receive the ball, and Curtis Main comes from absolutely nowhere. Stud showing, high feet, and just slides right down Barisic's shin. Now, to be fair, there isn't a lot of contact, but the intent is definitely there. For me, it was a red card straight away. He gets booked for it, and a couple of minutes later he got taken off for it, because you could see that even Derek McInnes knew it was a red card, and he probably should have been taken off at that point. But yeah, there was certainly intent to hurt the player there. I didn't think he's gone for the ball whatsoever. And I've heard this argument, but because he's already sent off Hedges, he's then kind of made a decision to not send off him because he's already sent a player off. To be honest, that shouldn't be the rule. If there's a sending off, there's a sending off, and it should happen. And I'd be saying exactly the same thing if it was a Rangers player. You probably will not believe that, but I genuinely would. I'm quite honest on this channel, and I believe that that was a red card. Very similar to the Duffy one last week, where again the argument was made that they had a player sent off, so he didn't send this player off. It's not the rules. Send the player off if he's committed a foul that is worthy of the red card, and I honestly believe it was. So that was pretty much the last action of the half. We went in 1-0 at half time, and you're looking for us to come out in the second half and just play exactly the same way, and we actually did that. Just 3 minutes later we had a really good opportunity where the cross comes in for the left for Barisic, finds its way over to Tav. Tav slips in Kent right on the edge of the area. Kent's just about to hit it, and unfortunately at the last minute he slips, hits on his standing foot, and the ball goes wide. Really unlucky opportunity for Kent, because he really had a good opportunity to score, or at least get on target, and the slip is just unfortunate. But they could sense the second goal was coming, and it did come just after 2 minutes later. Reeb on the right hand side, really good work. Plays into the 6-yard box for Kent. Kent does a neat little flick, kind of back heel style, to Morelos, which kind of confuses the defenders a little bit. They didn't really know where the ball's gone. Drops to Morelos, takes one touch and just fires into the bottom corner. Really tidy finish. Is Morelos back? You better believe it. Honestly, I thought he was amazing, and I'll talk a wee bit more about his performance, because spoiler alert, I thought he was man of the match. And also I forgot to say, it was the 50th minute, and Alfredo Morelos got his 50th league goal for Rangers since he signed for us. Really impressive. I think he's one of only 3 players this century to do that, and that's obviously Chris Boyd, Kenny Miller, and now Alfredo Morelos, which is in good stead amongst really good top players for us. Next couple of minutes there was opportunities for both sides, both forcing really good saves to the keeper. The first one is Ryan Kent cutting in for the right hand side, driving forward, very similar to the goal that he scored against Hamilton a couple of years ago, and very similar to the goal he scored against Ross County actually a couple of years ago as well. I think that might have been last season, that one. Anyway, cuts in on his left hand side, fires in the shot, and Lewis forced into a really good save to force a corner. Then from that corner, Aberdeen break, get a free kick. They take it really quickly, catches our defence off guard. Johnny Hayes hits it for the edge of the area, and McGregor makes an absolutely wonderful save. You always have these McGregor moments in games, and that was his one for that one. Really good save. So we're 2-0 up, cruising the game. We're actually dominating possession. Our movement is absolutely exceptional going forward. We're playing quick 1-2s and everything like that. And then suddenly out of nowhere, just after the hour mark, Aberdeen got a goal back. I think it's Davis tries to play a little through ball to Morelos, I think it is, but it gets cut out from, I think it actually takes a deflection, drops to Shea Logan. Logan then punts upfield for Cosgrove. Cosgrove controls it, flicks it over his head to Johnny Hayes, and Johnny Hayes is away. Goldson does his best to close him down, but in doing that he kind of just opens up the space. Davis is nowhere close enough to the other player either, and it kind of just opens up. It makes a wee switch to Matty Kennedy. Matty Kennedy's got all the space in the world. Tavernier's way up the pitch because obviously we were on the attack at that point. And he just sticks it away. McGregor had absolutely no chance. We were really exposed there. I didn't actually feel the need to push both our forward or wing backs forward because obviously Barisic was way out of position as well because he got caught out by Cosgrove as he was marking him, and it was a really stupid goal to lose because we were cruising at that point and then suddenly Aberdeen had a lifeline. But in saying that, Aberdeen got the goal and they kind of just regressed back into their same positions, the same shape they were trying to defend. So as I said, the game finished 2-1 to Rangers. When I watched it, obviously I was at work. I tried to watch wee bits and pieces here and there at my work, and I did manage to watch the last 10 minutes, and it was quite nervy at the time. I thought, oh, if Aberdeen score here, it's really put a dent in our season. But obviously because I didn't watch the full match, I just watched it back there on Sky. I'd recorded it, watched the whole game, and there was no nerves there. And in actual fact, I don't think Aberdeen really troubled us in the final 15 minutes of the game. A couple of ventures forward, had a couple of corners here and there, a couple of free kicks in dangerous areas, but they didn't really threaten us that much. I thought the defence coped really well, and I thought the last couple of minutes we actually got into the corner and did really well to run down the clock. Morelos was key to that as well. So I thought man of the match was a fairly easy one today. I'm going to go for Alfredo Morelos, not just for his 2 goals. I thought he looked really hungry throughout the match. Because I watched the game sort of no live, I watched it obviously after the result came in and I knew who had scored and such. So I kept my eye on Morelos quite a lot, and his movement right across the front three was really good. He was pulling defenders here, there and everywhere. Every time he got the ball he's looking up, he's looked really sharp just now. Obviously a lot of people asking, is that Alfredo Morelos back? I genuinely think it is. I thought he played really well in the last couple of games. I thought he played well in the Celtic game. Obviously took his goal really well against St Mirren a couple of weeks ago, and he's looking really sharp in that game against Aberdeen. I thought he was excellent. Special mention to Stephen Davis. I thought his work rate in the second half was absolutely amazing. Well done to Tav, by the way. I know he had that setback and missing the penalty early on, but after that he really got into the game and he really was an attacking force for us. He really wanted to win this game. Posted missing for the goal, unfortunately, and these things are going to happen, but I'm not going to blame Tavernier for that. We lose goals as a team, and he was part of the team that lost a goal there, unfortunately, so I'm not going to place too much blame on him. I also thought Barisic was good. I thought Kent was really good. He's been posted missing the last few weeks, but I thought he was excellent. I thought Hadji was really good as well. So a number of good performances. Kamara, excellent again. Still can't believe we got him for 50,000, by the way. So just before I wrap this video up, guys, I know it's been a long video, but there is a lot to get through. There was a couple of red card incidents, penalty incident, a couple of goals in there and whatnot, so there was a lot to talk about in the game itself. It was actually announced today that Rangers are linked with Scott Wright, who obviously played in the match there. Played pretty well, as I said. I watched this game having known the result and obviously known this as well, so I did keep my eye on him. He did pretty well. There was one incident where it was just after the penalty miss where he takes it down for a wee walk down the right hand side, our left, and nutmegs Barisic. He does a couple of wee neat tricks on that right hand side. He did really well, actually. I thought kind of ran out of steam in the end, and obviously I think the numerical advantage went against him. He looks like a decent player. I'll probably do a full breakdown on him if we're actually linked to him properly and there's more on this, but so far it looks like a good one. He's a winger, can play left or right, and that's got to be a godsend to not only push for Ryan Kent's position and keep him on his toes, but also to kind of push for the right hand berth where we didn't really have a stuck on player for there. We've tried Aribo, tried Hadji, tried Roof, tried Eton, and none of them, Barker even as well, none of them really staked a claim apart from probably Roof, and that's probably only to accommodate Morelos into the team as well. So looking forward to see how that transfer develops. The other wee bit of news is the Scottish Cup draw has been made. We've been drawn with Cove Rangers. That tie will take place, and I think it's either the 30th or the 31st of January. So that's obviously a favourable draw. We're not going to say we're going to come out and hammer them, but it's a home tie. Surely we can beat Cove Rangers. And that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for the new subscribers I've got. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys stay with me, and I hope others can join as well, because this is a journey for me. I'm really pushing for 300. Way off it just now, but with your help I can get there. So really, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.